Since Sir Alex Ferguson retired in May 2013, Manchester United have had 6 managers: David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Erik ten Hag, Ruben Amorim. 6 men, 13 years, 0 Premier League titles. Each one arrived with a plan, a philosophy, a vision for what Manchester United would become. And each one,
because they've got time to go and find this right manager, and I believe they would be doing that.
Left. Moyes lasted 10 months, Van Gaal 2 years, Mourinho 2.5, Solskjaer 3, Ten Hag 2, Amorim 14 months. Some were fired quietly, some went in disgrace. Ruben Amorim drew 1-1 with Leeds United, then told the press in front of cameras that United might be the worst team in the club's 147-year history. He was gone the next day. United were 6th in the Premier League, 1 bad result away from the bottom half. No European football. Out of both cup competitions in their very first games. Their worst ever Premier League finish, 15th, just 1 season earlier. The club that won 13 league titles under Ferguson. The club that beat Bayern Munich in the 93rd minute. The club that Ronaldo, Rooney, Cantona, Keane, Scholes, and Beckham called home, was broken, and nobody, not even the people inside Old Trafford, knew how to fix it. January 5th, 2026. Amorim is sacked. United begin their search for a 7th manager since Ferguson. Names fly around. Thomas Tuchel, England's national team manager. Pochettino, big names, proven names, Champions League winners. And then, the club announces their appointment. Michael Carrick, not a household name to most fans outside England. Not a manager who had won a league title. Not someone who had managed in the Champions League. Not even someone currently in a job, sacked by Middlesbrough in the Championship 7 months earlier. A man who had played 464 times for Manchester United as a player. A man who had been caretaker for 3 games in 2021, won 2, drew 1, and then quietly stepped aside. A man who had spent 3 years managing in the 2nd division of English football. And the reaction? Gary Neville, United legend, Sky Sports pundit, one of the most respected voices in football, said publicly, even if Carrick wins every single game until the end of the season, he should not be considered for the permanent job. Not just some games, every game. Still no. That is how low the belief was. That is how little anyone expected. Carrick said, having the responsibility to lead Manchester United is an honor. I know what it takes to succeed here. Most people smiled politely, changed the channel, and moved on. Michael Carrick's first game in charge of Manchester United, January 17th, 2026. The Manchester Derby at Old Trafford against Manchester City. Not a friendly, not a cup game. The Derby, the biggest game in English football. And United, the team Gary Neville had said he couldn't see performing under Carrick, won 2-0. Their first win over City at Old Trafford since January 2023. 3 years. They had not beaten City at home in 3 years. Carrick had done it in 4 days. How? He did something that sounds almost embarrassingly simple. He put the players in the right positions. Under Amorim, United had been forced into a 3-4-3 that the squad was not built for. Bruno Fernandes forced too deep. Kobbie Mainoo dropped entirely. Luke Shaw out of position. The wingbacks exposed again and again. Carrick switched to a 4-2-3-1. Bruno Fernandes back to where he causes damage, Mainoo recalled. Proper positions, proper football, and the players, who had looked lost under Amorim, suddenly looked free. 2-0, Manchester City, home derby, 4 days in. Surely that was the easy one. Surely a home derby against City was just good timing. Surely the real test was coming. January 25th, Arsenal away, the Emirates, the league leaders. United's last Premier League away win at Arsenal? December 2017. 8 years. 8 years since Manchester United had gone to Arsenal's ground and won a league game. Final score, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3, 3-2. A thriller at the Emirates. United came from behind. They fought. They pressed. They won it. It was United's 100th Premier League win over Arsenal. 100. And it came in this game. Under this manager. At this moment when nobody believed. Gary Neville. the same man who said Carrick shouldn't get the job even if he won every game, was silent. United, City beaten, Arsenal beaten. 2 games, 2 massive wins. The whole country talking. What was happening at Old Trafford? After Arsenal, it kept going. Fulham won. 3-2.
Objective was stabilise the ship, get us into Europe, top 6, and then we can move you on, or we can say thanks for your help and we'll get a coach in the summer.
A stop Tottenham won. United's first win over Spurs since October 2022. West Ham drew 1-1, but Sesko again, equalizing in the last moments to make a draw feel like a win. Everton won 1-0. Not pretty, just professional. A team that knows how to win ugly. Crystal Palace won 2-1, coming from behind again. 7 games, 6 wins, 1 draw, unbeaten. No team in the Premier League had picked up more points since Carrick took charge. His points per game average, 2.5, would be worth 95 points over a full season. Only 4 teams in Premier League history have ever done that. And here is the stat that Gary Neville had to read out on live television. Carrick had the joint best points return in his first 9 Premier League games of any manager in the history of the competition. Equal with Ange Postecoglou. Better than Guardiola's start. Better than Klopp's start. Better than Ferguson's start. The man nobody wanted was producing numbers nobody had ever seen. So, what is actually different? What has Carrick done that 6 managers before him couldn't? The first thing, and this sounds almost too simple, is he looked at the players he had and built around them. Bruno Fernandes is back in a free role behind the strikers. Not because he suddenly got better, because he is finally playing where he is dangerous.
In terms of captain material, he's the opposite to what I would want in a captain. He's playing for Man United and he doesn't perform in certain games.
Kobbie Mainoo, the 20-year-old England midfielder who Amorim had essentially exiled, is back, bringing intelligence and calm to United's midfield. Benjamin Sesko, United's £74 million summer signing who Amorim barely used, has scored in 3 of his 4 appearances as a substitute under Carrick. Used brilliantly from the bench. Patrick Dorgu playing as a wide forward, something Amorim never tried. Brian Mbeumo playing centrally as a false 9, thriving. Carrick has not spent a single pound, has not signed a single player. He has simply looked at what was already there and used it properly. One journalist put it perfectly. He said Carrick has put round pegs in round holes. After years of square pegs being hammered into circles, it turns out all United needed was someone with the eyes to see what they already had. Manchester United are 3rd in the Premier League. 3rd, their highest position since May 2023. Champions League football, which United missed entirely last season for the first time since 2014, is now within reach. Qualifying for the Champions League is worth at least £112 million in direct revenue. That is not just football, that is the survival of the club's financial future. And the man making it happen is the man nobody believed in. Gary Neville, who said in January that Carrick should not get the job even if he wins every single game, said this week, Michael is in the box seat for the job. I think United will definitely finish 3rd. I can't believe I'm saying that from where they were 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks from 6th place, 1 bad result from the bottom half to 3rd in 6 weeks. There are still games to go. Nothing is guaranteed. Aston Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool all chasing the same spots. And there is the bigger question, the question that nobody dared ask in January. Should Michael Carrick, the man the whole world said was not good enough, be given the job permanently? Right now, based on nothing but what he has done on that pitch, the answer is hard to argue against. He came back to a broken club. He fixed the things that were fixable. He gave the players back their identity. And he made the football good again. Nobody believed in him. He believed in himself. And right now, Manchester United believe in him too.